We have a decent sized vegetation fire. We're near Garden Highway and Highway 160. And as you can see behind me, when it first got dispatched, we had about 3 or 4 acres that were impacted, and then it quickly spread. We're estimated at size of about 20 to 25 acres right now. You can see Metro Fires assisting us from the air right there. Their chopper's done multiple water drops to help assist. And you can see too, they're concentrating near areas where these overhead power lines are running through. We want to make sure that critical infrastructure remains intact and functioning. So they do their best to try to protect that and put that fire out as quick as possible. So wind, thankfully, is not a factor today. If this fire occurred yesterday, as everyone knew, we had a pretty good wind event taking place yesterday, it would be a much worse type of scenario. But with very little wind that's occurring down in this area, that's a good thing. This is very dense vegetation down here. As you can see, we have lots of trees, lots of overgrowth. The good thing is we are still early in the season. As you can look into some of this dry grass that's in front of us, it is still relatively green. That tells me we still have some moisture content in some of this vegetation, and without wind, it's not going to burn so fast and spread so rapidly. So currently we're doing okay. As you can see on the east side of the railroad tracks there, that's the main swath of smoke that's still rising, but we do have fire crews that are doing some burn operations right now. That means they're putting fire on the ground to fight the fire. They'll put fire on the ground, let the fire that they start run up to the existing fire, and that way it joins together and snuffs itself out. And it's a controlled way that we, as opposed to just having firefighters and hose lines in place, we actually use fire against itself to help extinguish it. Drift smoke is always an issue, especially during commute. I was looking behind me just a few minutes ago. 160 is moving smoothly, and that's because without the wind, as you can see, this smoke is really just drifting straight up. If we had more significant wind, it could be going over the highways, affecting the commuters and traffic. So the only other thing that it doesn't affect with traffic is the looky-loos, the people who are going to be slowing down, breaking their necks, watching this event take place. That can cause some traffic accidents. We always advise people just keep your eyes on the road, continue on with to traveling to wherever you're going, and stay safe. Other than that, the drift smoke, we are concerned with smoke going to these power lines. The smoke itself can have an impact on power. So we're making sure that, again, we're trying to fully extinguish this fire around these power lines as quick as possible. The only other infrastructure that's out in this area is related to power. So there's no buildings that I'm aware of out here in the Lower American River Parkway, Bushy Lake area. So no firefighters have been injured, which is we're thankful for, and no community members have been injured. They did a good job of evacuating any homeless people that do live out in this area. There are several of them that stay directly in this area. So they did a good job getting them out and safe, and no reported injuries.
How long can we probably expect fire crews out here?
Several hours. Usually an event like this, especially if they're putting fire on the ground, they set up perimeters. They are letting some of this burn off on its own so that we don't have that vegetation that could potentially cause a bigger fire later in the season. So that's one of the methods that they'll do on these types of incidents, is to let these fires burn a little bit, but they do it in a safe manner as to not let it get out of control and impact the community.